So we are talking today about how you can search LinkedIn and use LinkedIn beyond your profile. So we have a lot of stuff in our community about improving your profile. There's a lot of powerful tools to do that, but that's kind of like creating a website and thinking people are going to come. Build it and they will come does not work. The But when it comes right down to it, if you want to own your career, if you want to end up somewhere you want to be, we really need to be more active and strategic in the way that we use these tools. But of course, we have a plan of how you can use these tools to go beyond just having your profile and hoping someone finds it, to really using LinkedIn as a tool in your client's job search, and also in your career, if you want to advance your career within an organization or if you want to build your business. We've been teaching LinkedIn since 2015, 2016 for digital branding. The class used to be specific to LinkedIn. Now we've broadened it a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit next week if you want to join me on the Career Thought Leaders page next week. Let's dive into LinkedIn search and some of these ways that our clients can use search. Basic thing to start with on LinkedIn is I always try to remember to just put my cursor in the search bar and hit enter and start my search that way. What does this do? It gives you all the options. It doesn't clutter up your search. You know exactly what you're searching for when you start. So when we first started teaching LinkedIn, we were teaching people to search LinkedIn, but the challenge was that when you're searching LinkedIn, you may not be able to tell, is this person active or not? Key number one, finding people who are actually active on the platform is that we want to search by posts. If you search a different way and then you click onto posts, a lot of times it zeroes out your search. So if you want to search by who is active on this platform, I recommend that you come in here and you click on posts before you start searching. Then you get in here and you can search by a lot of different things. If you want to create your own customized feed, this is how you do it. Put in a list of people that you want to see every day, save that search URL, and now you've got your customized feed you can go to every day. There's a little bonus tip for you. If you want to search with your client, we don't want necessarily mentioning the company. Most people don't do that. We don't necessarily want it from a company, although you could use this to set up a customized feed for certain target companies. What we really want is the author industry and the author company. If we've got that target list of people that we want to talk to, companies that we want to engage with, these will show us people who are posting from our target companies. So NextEra is a large energy resource company. Cummins International does some of that stuff. I can put in GE. They have a renewable energy division. So I can go through here and I can put in all of my target companies, the people that I'm interested in connecting with. And then I can put a title. I'm going to do it without the title first and just see what happens. So I'm going to show my results here. And the benefit of this is now instead of hunting and pecking around of who in these millions of profiles is active, now I can come right here and I can find the people that are active because they're posting. And it shows me their posts. So I can thumb through here. I can sort it by top match. I can sort it by latest. And I'm going to find the people that are posting most recently on these topics. So we can go into all filters. We're going to search by our companies. I can add in the companies again. So let's type in engineers. So now I get people that have engineer in their title and they're posting recently who are also from those companies. You might notice, oh, there's not very many engineers in that industry posting. One, my target list is really small, right? I could do industry instead of target companies and I would end up with more. And two, that also gives me some clues we may not love as LinkedIn enthusiasts, but it gives me some clues that the people I want to connect with, I might want to connect with a different way besides just LinkedIn because they are not active here on LinkedIn. Engineers at these types of companies probably aren't active on LinkedIn. How else could I connect with them? That's an important question for us to be talking about with our clients. If they aren't posting, they might still be good connections. They might be watching their messages or something. We could try that, but they're going to be harder to reach for sure. If I want to do this research, and I'm talking about it here in terms of networking, obviously we could also do it in terms of recruiters. I can use the Boolean search up here. So I could do hiring and product manager, get those author keywords in there now on posts and top match. I can filter it down by industry, renewable energy. Now I'm going to see people that are a little bit more relevant who might be hiring. And in the Boolean search, you can use ChatGPT to write a Boolean search string for you. Just go in and ask it to write a Boolean search string for someone that's a product manager and this for LinkedIn, and it will do it for you. Posts feature, searching by it, go do it, check it out, see what you think. Before you do that, we've got to have some focus on who are you looking for. And again, this will help you identify those keywords and terms that you put into the area. So in our digital branding class, we've created some structures that help people do this. What are the key terms that you need to be thinking about? Title or occupation. You can use some of these LinkedIn tools to find the right keywords. You can look at industries and the list of industries that are there in LinkedIn. Who are those target companies that your client is looking at? Are there target schools, maybe even not the school they went to, but other schools that tend to be heavy in the industry? Of course, location, you can still search by that. And then are there targeted LinkedIn groups that you want to get into? But if we don't have some criteria, parameters they're going to put into a search, it gets a lot more frustrating. Yes, you can go to LinkedIn and you can search, but when will you hit the search limit? Do searching by posts hurt your search limit? There's some like unanswered questions around this, right? But there's also an opportunity to search on the web. Now, we could do this in a Google search before, but it wasn't very accurate. But I can use some of these new tools and ask these new tools to do this research for me. And I know some of you have heard me talking about Perplexity, but some of you have said, why isn't anybody else talking about Perplexity? I don't know, because I think it's a pretty darn cool tool. But here's Perplexity AI. And Perplexity is the combination of Google search and ChatGPT. Yes, now if you have the paid version of ChatGPT, you can do this there. But what I like about Perplexity is that it's free and you don't even have to set up an account unless you want it to remember your search names. All I did in Perplexity, and it's perplexity.ai, perplexity.ai. All I did in there was write in what I want. So give me names and links of active recruiters for Cummins and similar companies on LinkedIn. And it gives me the names here so that I can see just a few, but it can take me directly to that person's LinkedIn profile. And we'll look at what you can do when you get there here in just a second. So then I said, give me other similar companies to my client's target company. Gives me a list of a lot of things we could do with this list, right? But I continued this same conversation and said, who are some of the most active recruiters for those companies? And now I've got a few more recruiters that I can tap into at those companies. So this is Google search on steroids. It's reaching out to Google. It's finding the latest information. Now I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to click on one of these links. Once I get to this person's profile that Perplexity suggested, now I've got these people also viewed over here on the right. And the people also viewed is going to give me more things to go on without having to use my search results on LinkedIn. So I can do a lot with a free account. If I'm either using Google, you can do, Google search and get some of these links and poke around like this, or a system like Perplexity where you get the links and then you spider it out from there. Another way that we can save some of our search results, and that would be to use the alumni feature. So I can come in and I can start my search here, and I'm just going to search. I'm going to start by using a university. There's a few different ways that you can get here, but I'm just going to start by the school, my alma mater, right? And I'm going to start there. And when I poke into this alma mater page, you go to the alumni tab. I can filter down where people work. I can filter them down by category. So let's say I wanted to look for my product manager person. I can search for that, and it will show me the people in my alumni network that also have the title of product manager. You can filter down by where they work, and it goes all the way to the bottom. You can also type in a location. You can go sideways, and it will tell you what their titles are. Keep going sideways, and it will tell you some of their skills. I think that's a little in the weeds. Of course, their degree, and then you can filter down by the ways that you're connected. But now we aren't seeing who's active, right? This puts us back into, we have to poke around in people's profiles and see if they're actually on the on the platform or not. But we could use these types of results to do better searches when we're searching in the post field. So we could add more target companies, we could look at industries, we could look at job titles. And now when we go back and do that search using the post feature instead of searching by people, then we could see, are these people active and how can I connect with them? So once you've identified the people that you want to connect with or engage with through these searches, then you're going to go through and comment on their posts, because commenting is how we do engagement, right? Commenting is how we build the relationships. And that's why we're searching for people who are active and not just people that we can search through with the people results. We're going to find people who are active. We're going to engage on their posts on a regular basis. We're going to build that rapport and then reach out to make a connection request when it makes sense. And we might not even have to do that because we're going to be engaging with them publicly in the platform and be able to make that relationship that maybe they'd even reach out to us, or maybe we'd find an opportunity to connect that makes sense, and we can do that through the connection request. We can also take those results. So when we do the search and we have the results of the people who are active, we're searching by posts, we can take those results, go up into your URL bar, copy that URL, and put it somewhere. I'm a spreadsheet gal, so I put it in a spreadsheet. Then I can go back to that URL on a regular basis, see who's had new posts. I can adjust my search, add people to the search, add, terms to the search, and continually have that personalized feed of people to engage with. And we've got our 3-part comment that we recommend if you're going to engage with people on LinkedIn, that you first have some kind of collegiality. So you're going to tell them what you liked about their post, or say, thank you for pointing that out. Thank you for bringing up the conversation. You don't have to agree with people. You do have to be nice. Then you're going to add your content, your thought leadership. Do this briefly and do it in a way that doesn't overpower the purpose, right? It shouldn't be a sales pitch. It shouldn't be overdone. It's just you adding value to that post in relationship to what the other person posted. Don't add a summary. I know that some people are using ChatGPT to do this. You put a post in ChatGPT, you say, write a comment for you, and it will, but it really just summarizes the person's post, and it's annoying. I can tell when people have done that. So add your own thought leadership. What would you say? How would you react? If someone came up to you at a networking event and told you this type of story, what would you say back? Then the third step is to do community building, which means you tag that person. You could do that when you say thank you, or you can tag them at the end. Ask a question or tag someone else into the conversation. So you're doing a community building part with that last part of your post. When you do that consistently across these groups of people that you've brought up in your research, then you can continue to build your presence, build your visibility, but also build the relationships that are actually going to result in the end goal that you want. Because just building visibility, just posting, is not going to help. We really want to build that community of people who know who we are, that see our credibility, and that engage with us on a regular enough basis that they might be willing to give us an opportunity or to be a referral for us. And that all starts with the research and then the engagement, so that you're getting people to your profile, but really even then it doesn't matter. It's that you're getting people into your community. We've got a special, it's a LinkedIn quiz, and it isn't just, is your profile great? There's a lot of is your profile great quizzes out there. This goes into the 3 areas of LinkedIn: your content, which isn't just your profile, it's also content you might create; your connections, so are you making connections there? And then your community, which goes beyond connections to how are you engaging on a regular basis on the platform. And take the quiz and diagnose your LinkedIn presence for the content, the connections, and the community. So it's a lot of fun, and it will give you some ideas on how you can improve those areas of your LinkedIn presence. If you want to work with someone who is a digital brand strategist, maybe you're a job seeker or you're a business owner and you don't want to learn all of it, you want someone to help you do it for you, drop a note and I'd be happy to connect you to some of the digital brand strategists who've been doing this for a long time and have the training in doing this. And you can also always follow along on our YouTube channel. If you want to get the latest in branding conversation, our YouTube channel is a great place to do that. And I look forward to seeing you if you can join us on Tuesdays. We're over on the Career Thought Leaders page on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, to do our Trend Tuesday Live, keeping you up on the now, the new, and the next in careers.